Everyone loves passive income, but now more than ever, it's actually easier to make money while you sleep through the stock market. The market is down right now, which makes share prices a lot cheaper for dividend stocks and index funds. And these pay out cash payments directly to shareholders for every share that you own. And in this video, I'm going to break down 3 ways to make $100 a month in passive income based on the amount of risk you want to take and the amount of money you want to invest. Now, before you say, hey Chris, $100 a month, that's chump change.
Boo, you stink!
Well, I got news for you, buddy. Number one, $100 a month is a whole lot better than $0 a month, especially when you consider the amount of inflation going on. Number two, $100 a month is a super attainable goal for most people, so there are no excuses not to get started in investing. And three, you could really replicate this with any amount of money that's your passive income goal. If you want to make $1,000 a month, all you have to do is multiply the amount to invest with by 10. So you can alter this plan to fit whatever your goals are. So with that said, I would really appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up, and let's get started. Now, for all three methods, at the very least, you will need to have a brokerage account, meaning an account that lets you buy dividend stocks and index funds. The one that I personally recommend is Moomoo. This is a super powerful app. It has access to global markets, China, US, Australia, Hong Kong, and more. It also has powerful built-in research tools for you to make sure you pick the best stocks. And of course, it does have a sweet promotion. We have an exclusive offer right here for you guys that want to sign up. Use our link in the description. I also have a complete guide on using the Moomoo app and how to make sure you get the best value out of it. It's also linked in the description. Once you do have your account set up, we're gonna break this down in terms of a low risk method, a medium risk method, and a high risk method. And accordingly, that'll determine how much money you need to invest. So if you do have a small account, watch to the end. The first most foolproof way to make $100 a month in passive income is going to be investing in dividend ETFs. One that I suggest is VYM, the Vanguard Dividend ETF. These are funds that are made up of dozens or even hundreds of dividend paying stocks, so you're automatically diversified. You don't have to worry about buying individual stocks. Often these funds have millions or billions of funds under management, so you know it's a pretty safe investment. So as I mentioned with this dividend ETF, or index fund, you would get approximately a 3% yield here. And at $40,000 invested, you would get that $1,200 a year, which works out to $100 a month. Now, a common complaint I get is, Chris, I'm not trying to invest $40,000 just to make $100 a month. That's crazy, what the hell? Well, the thing is, a lot of people forget that $40,000 is not just disappearing. I mean, you could sell out anytime you want. The share price of that dividend index fund will generally go up over time as well in the long run. So if you start with $40,000 to invest with, right, that $40,000 is probably going to appreciate over time to $44,000, $48,000, $50,000+, right? You're not just trying to get that passive income, but you're also trying to get that share price appreciation here. And that's what makes it generally a pretty low risk, in addition to the fact that it's diversified. On top of that, you could also continue to reinvest those dividends into more shares of VYM, and then your money grows into more money. Method number two is going to be investing in individual stocks. Now, what do I mean by individual stocks? These are generally single company stocks that might give a dividend anywhere from 3% to 4 or 5%. And as I mentioned earlier, because share prices are down this year, there are actually a lot of companies that pay dividends, which equate to about a 4 to 5% yield. Some individual companies that I like at this time include MS, Morgan Stanley, F Stock, Ford, and O Realty Income Corporation, a real estate investment trust. All of these do represent a good value in my personal opinion based on the share price right now and the dividends. And you can really see a big difference in how much 1 or 2% makes compared to the first example here, because if you do get a 5% dividend yield on your portfolio, you only need to invest $24,000 as opposed to that $40,000 right here. Lastly, method number three is going to be investing in high dividend stocks and index funds. And generally with this group, you do want to take higher risk. So your goal here is approximately a 10% dividend yield. These offer the biggest dividend yields, but they do have the most risk and limited share price growth. One example is the JEPI Income Index Fund, and another one is the covered call ETF called QYLD. If you look at the share price over the past 5 years, you'll see what I mean. But if you look at the dividend history, they do generally have pretty consistent payouts at a high dividend of 10% or more. Stocks with high dividends may also have poor performance, and those dividends are not guaranteed to last forever. They might actually be cutting that dividend over time. Always, always, always do your own research when it comes to these, especially the high risk ones. At the end of the day, you could be getting double or triple as much of a dividend if you do follow this method. They may have a place in your portfolio if you do want that high cash flow, 10% in passive income, if you don't have a whole lot of money to invest with. And at the same time, because we are in a bear market right now, you could be buying in at such a low price right now that there may be some share price appreciation in the future. So with that 10% yield, if you only invest $12,000, you will get to that $100 a month in passive income goal. And if you manage to get a 15% yield, you would only need to invest a total of $8,000 to get that $100 a month. Compare that to $40,000 right here. One high yield stock that I'm personally looking at right now is called HTGC, Hercules Capital. This one has 2 dividends actually, totaling 15%. So there you guys have it. Those are 3 different ways to make $100 a month in passive income. Now there are a million different permutations that you can go through here, all different kinds of dividend stocks, index funds that you can buy. Just to summarize the 3 that I have for you here today: low risk, you want to invest in a solid dividend ETF like VYM. You would need $40,000. Number 2, medium risk individual stocks in the 4 to 5% range. You're gonna have to invest $24,000. And number 3, high risk, invest in high dividend stocks and index funds that generally pay about a 10% yield. There's no one right way to invest. It's different strategies and solutions for different people. Let me know in the comments, what is your passive income goal? Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.